You ever wonder what the biggest barrier to success is? Well, sometimes it's you. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Loren Josephs. Welcome to my channel, Dr. LJ Speaks Life, where my goal is to empower women and girls to eliminate the barriers to success in their lives. Over time, I have come to realize that we generally want the same things out of life. We all want to succeed. We want to be financially independent. We want love. We want a sense of connectedness, among other things. And I began to give some thought about the barriers to achieving those things. And what kept coming back was this idea that sometimes it's us, sometimes it's you who's standing in your own way. One of the biggest ways that we interfere with our progress is to blame others for the outcomes in our lives. So sometimes we've had a bad break, but we keep using that bad break as an excuse or as a reason why we are not moving forward. However, most of the times it's not the bad break that's preventing us from moving forward. It's how we have chosen to respond to that bad break in our lives. Sometimes we keep lamenting over it. We keep talking about how we were wronged. Well, when we do that, it puts us in a negative space where we are unable to see opportunities that present themselves. And people who are in positions that could help us to move forward or could offer a path sometimes are turned off just because of the constant negativity. Another way that we often stand in the way of living the life of our dreams is using someone's acceptance of our shortcomings as a means of legitimizing that behavior that we seek to change, right? So for instance, if you have a bad habit that you would like to change, but someone else in your life is telling you, oh, it's not really that bad. A lot of other people do that too, or you're way ahead of the curve. It's okay. You're being too hard on yourself. But in your spirit, you know that this is something that I'm not comfortable with and I would like to change. But you use that person in your life's acceptance of your shortcomings as a reason to delay progress. You're blocking your blessings because you know that you are not acting in accordance with your highest ideals. You are not walking in alignment with what is your highest view of yourself. So to settle and to diminish yourself because someone else is in acceptance of the behavior which you desire to change is stopping you from progressing. So it's really important to recognize if that's the case. And it looks different for different people. For some people, it might be as small as, you know what, I want to lose weight, but my husband says he's fine with me. He doesn't mind if I'm fat. So, I'm okay with it. No, you're actually not okay with it. You are using someone else's acceptance of that thing that you seek to change as a means of legitimizing your behavior or your current state of being. Another way you stand in your own way is starting off sentences by if only. Whenever you use if only, it means that you're waiting for the right moment. And as I mentioned in previous videos, there is no right moment. The only right moment is right now. The only right moment is that moment you make that choice to do something differently. The only right moment is that moment that you act. So if you are stuck in a space where you keep saying, if only this and if only that, then my life would be excellent. Or if only I had a loving partner, or if only I had $1 million, or if only I had a different job, or if only I had a chef. Those are words that help to limit you, right? And it helps to give you an out because you are saying that all the things need to fall in place for you to be able to act in your own best interest. And that's actually not the truth. It's a lie that we tell ourselves that keeps us in a self-defeating behavior pattern. Another way we stand in our own way is that we complain. We complain incessantly. We whine and we go on and on about the things that are wrong. But complaining is not a strategy. As Maya Angelou said, what we're supposed to do when we don't like something is to change it or to change the way we think about it. Complaining is an exercise in self-defeat, and it keeps you stuck where you are. One of the other ways that you can know if you're the one who's standing in the way of your success is to ask yourself, what do you do with your ideas? Are you one of those persons who shares your ideas all the time? You tell people your ideas, you're always talking about your ideas, but then you never do anything with them. A lot of times is that what we do as people is we spend so much time talking about stuff, we have no time left over to actually do anything. And social media makes it so that we want to talk about everything all the time with everyone. No, sometimes sit there by yourself, formulate a thought, come up with an idea, take some steps, and let the actions speak for themselves. Not everything has to be broadcast, because sometimes when you prematurely broadcast things, it ends up interfering with the energy that you could have taken to get you where you need to go. So some of the things that we can do to ensure that we are not standing in our own way is to take a look at our mental, our visual, and our behavioral responses to things that happen. What are we thinking about? What are we looking at? What are we exposing ourselves to? How are we acting on a day-to-day basis in response to the events that are occurring in our lives? It's really important to recognize that the future is created today. And so if you are in a negative space right now, or in a time in life, a season in life when things are not going well, it's important to remind yourself that that is not as a result of what you're doing today. How we are experiencing life at the moment has to do with decisions and behaviors that have already occurred. So if we want to change the trajectory of our life, if we want to ensure that we're not standing in our own way, it's really important to make the best choices today. Because with each thought, with each behavior today, we are creating our future. The only way to predict the future is to create it. We create it by being intentional about our thoughts, our feelings, and our behaviors. Because only in that way we can create the future that we desire. If we want to remove the barriers to success in our lives, then it's important for us to ensure that the barrier is not ourselves. So as I always say, everyone, don't forget kindness and truth. Wear it like a necklace, write it on your heart. Take care, everybody. Walk good.